Hello, second graders. It's Mrs. Rum, and today I will be working with you on your reading lesson. We have two main learning targets that we will work to address. One is on summarizing, the other is on idioms. Our summarizing target says, I can summarize a story by using the strategy somebody wanted, but so then. Our idioms learning target says, I can identify an idiom and share what it means. This week, we have been working to address the essential question, how do people get along? During today's lesson, we're going to hear two different stories that share how people get along. In our first story, we will be talking about bullies in a bully-free zone. In our second story, we'll be reading about a character named Mr. Panda. Our bully-free zone story is expository text, which means it's nonfiction and includes facts. Our story, Please Mr. Panda, is a fiction text. And so you're going to see how people get along in both a nonfiction text and characters get along in a fiction text. When we finish that, we'll go into the idioms piece of our lesson. And so let's start today by looking at our nonfiction selection titled Bully Free Zone. As you can see, this selection has some text features that are important to the selection. Our text features this time are photographs, and we can see a picture of some children, and it says these children are from Seattle elementary schools, and they work together to stop bullying on the playground. We know that at Foley schools, bullying is not allowed. It goes against the Falcon Way. Remember, we were to soar every day, and part of soaring is supporting each other, offering kindness, working towards achievement, and respecting each other. So bullying goes against, what we believe at Foley School. In this picture, you can see there is a student here holding a poster that says no bully zone. So the student is saying no bullies here. Texas elementary school students learn about bullying in an after-school program. So this particular student is pictured as a part of an after-school program. And you can see there are several other children that were a part of that as well. All right, let's get into the text. Again, our title is Bully Free Zone. Our text says, no one likes to be bullied. Bullying is when one person picks on or hurts another person. Sometimes a bully teases or calls someone names. A bully might not let someone join activities. Bullying can also be pushing or hitting. Let's go back and talk about this paragraph for a minute. It does say that no one likes to be bullied, and we all know that's true. It says that bullying is when one person picks on or hurts another person. And so we can think about bullying as being a hurtful something. It says that sometimes a bully might tease or call someone names. And so that hurtful something might be through name calling. It says a bully might not let someone join activities. So a bully might try to control a situation and keep you out of a situation or keep you from playing or doing what you want to do. And then it says bullying can also be pushing or hitting. So it can be physical, meaning that it could hurt your body. So it can hurt you in regards to your feelings. A bully might not let you join what you want to join, or it could be a pushing or hitting situation. All right, now I have an idea of what this paragraph is telling me. Let's continue on. Elementary school students in Seattle, Washington learned new tools to stop bullying. Everyone in the school community worked together. Students, teachers, parents, and school workers all participated. So that was in Seattle, Washington. Let's go up to the next section. It says, during class, students learned how to be good friends and cooperate with each other or with others. And we know cooperate means get along. And so if we go back to our essential question, it says, how do people get along? Well, in this situation, the students have to learn to be good friends and they have to cooperate with each other. And let's see what they do to cooperate. Students learned what to do if they saw bullying interactions like teasing or someone being excluded. So they were given some tools, they were taught what to do in this situation, and that could help them to cooperate. Let's see what they learned to do. It says the students practice speaking up if they saw bullying. Okay, that's a good tool. They learn to be a friend to someone who is bullied. They help the person walk away. That all sounds like a good way to try to steer a bully away, or to help take care of somebody in your classroom, help for students to get along. Each week they had meetings to talk about bullying problems, so they could talk about what was happening at school and work to solve those problems. Soon there was less bullying at Seattle schools. Students didn't name call on the playground. They didn't pick on others as much. School was more fun and safe for everyone. The program was a success. So it sounds like all the things that they put into play helped this program to be successful. A little bit later in our assignment, you are going to go ahead and answer some questions about this text. And so in your assignment part for Seesaw, you will see that there's a part from the story that you'll reread, and then you'll answer some questions here. And then there's a second part that you'll reread in a second direction for what to do with that. And so these 2 pages are part of your close reading companion, and they will be a part of your assignment later on. And so when I was giving directions for the assignment, I explained that we'd be reading a nonfiction selection, and then we would be reading a fiction selection. So the fiction selection's next. As I mentioned, it is called Please, Mr. Panda. As you hear the selection read to you, I want you to be thinking about summarization and what we've learned with that. And because when we're finished, we're going to go ahead and identify the main character and what they wanted, and say what the problem was and how the character tried to solve the problem, and then the solution to the problem. And so as the story is being read to you, you want to think, who's the character and all of those other things, because we'll work to fill in our graphic organizer about the story afterwards. And so let's get started in listening to the story. Please, Mr. Panda. Here we go.
This is Please, Mr. Panda by Steve Antony. Wow, look at all those donuts. Oh, wow. Oh, there's somebody hiding in there. I wonder who that is. Let's find out. Would you like a donut? Says Mr. Panda. Give me the pink one, says the penguin. Wow, doesn't seem like a very nice way to ask. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind, says Mr. Panda. And there he goes. Would you like a donut? I want the blue one and the yellow one, says the skunk. That wasn't very nice either. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind, says Mr. Panda, and off he goes. Would you like a donut? No, go away, says the ostrich. That's pretty grumpy. Let's see, who did he find now? Wow, would you like a donut? He says to the orca whale. I want them all. Then bring me some more. Wow, that seems kind of greedy. No, you cannot have a donut. I changed my mind, says Mr. Panda. Look, he's in his boat. Bye. Would anyone else like a donut? Would you like a donut? Look, there's lots of nice colors. Wow. Which one would you choose? Yep, they're all really nice. Oh, Mr. Panda's upside down. Hello. May I have a donut? Look who's that. That's a lemur. And the lemur says, please, Mr. Panda. Wow, he's the only one who asked nicely. He said, please. You can have them all, says Mr. Panda. Thank you very much, says the lemur. I love donuts. And Mr. Panda says, you're welcome. I do not like donuts. And there he goes. Look how happy the lemur is. He has donuts on his tail. Did you notice something about the color of all of these animals? They are all black and white. And those colorful donuts. The end.
Let's think about this story for a minute. Mrs. Ram said our essential question is, how do people get along? In this story, we had a character, Mr. Panda, who had some donuts, and he was hoping to share those donuts with his friends. And I want you to think in your mind why he chose not to for most of them. Did you say that they weren't being kind, that they weren't using their manners? Because that's basically why he said no to them every time. Until the very end, when Mr. Lemur asked for his donuts and he said, please, Mr. Panda, then Mr. Panda gave them all to him. If we want to get along with others, we need to be kind and we need to use manners. Now, I gave some clues when I was talking about that question as to what the summary for the story would be. And so let's get right into it. We know that we had a story, a fiction story called Please, Mr. Panda. And I want you to start by thinking about the main character in the story. Who was this story mostly about? It was mostly about Mr. Panda, wasn't it? And so I'm going to go ahead and type in Mr. Panda to the somebody box. And now I want you to think, what was it that Mr. Panda wanted in the story? What did he want? Mr. Panda wanted to give his donuts away. Something happened. What happened? Why wasn't he able to give his donuts away at the beginning? But his friends didn't say what? Didn't say, please. What happened as a result of his friends not saying please? How did Mr. Panda try to solve that problem? Mr. Panda did not give them the donuts, right? Then something happened at the end, and it kind of wrapped the story up. A character came along and asked for the donuts and said the magic word, right? That was Lemur. Lemur asked for a donut and said, please. And Mr. Panda gave him all the donuts. What was it that Mr. Panda was really looking for in the story? He was looking for somebody who would really use their manners. I think he was disappointed when all of his friends in the story were not using their manners. They were basically saying, give me, I want them all. So what I want you to do next is you're going to take this information and you're going to put it into this summary. And so I've written part of it out for you, and your job is going to be to fill in the blanks. And don't worry about perfect spelling, but do your best. And so I want you to think about who the story was about and write that character's name here. And it says blank wanted to share his what. So the main character wanted to share his what, but his friends were not polite. So who was that character again? You'll put that here. Did not share his what with them. Then Lemur asks for a blank and says blank. Mr. Panda says blank. And so your job is going to be to fill in these blanks on your Seesaw assignment. So let's just peek at that real quick. So the third sheet on your assignment shows this template. So you can use the text box or the drawing tool to type in the missing words. One more thing. We're going to finish today by talking about idioms. I want to remind you that idioms are words or phrases that have different meanings than the real meanings of the words. We used this example last time. If someone says they have butterflies in their stomach, this means they are nervous and that they do not really have butterflies in their actual stomach. And so today you're going to spend a little bit of time in Seesaw watching this short video on idioms and completing one or more of these idiom pages. And so what you'll notice on the idiom pages is that there is an idiom written, and basically you have to say what that means and you have to use it in a sentence. Now, if you're not sure, you can ask a grown-up to help you understand what that idiom means. Now, you don't have to do them all. You can if you want, but you have to do one. So let me show you these choices. So this one says a drop in the bucket. So you have to think, what does a drop in the bucket mean? And try to use a drop in the bucket in a sentence. Hold your horses. What does that mean? How could you use that in a sentence? Now this picture shows somebody really holding horses. That's not what the idiom means. And so you'll want to think of when you've heard it and what it actually means. Let the cat out of the bag. Again, that's an idiom. What does that mean? And can you use it in a sentence? And the last one I left blank so that you could pick your own idiom and you could draw your own picture that shows what you think someone might think it means, but write what it actually means and use it in a sentence. So your choice on if you want to make your own or complete one of the ones that I've already made for you. And if you want to complete more than one, you are certainly welcome to do that. And so this assignment is a separate assignment in Seesaw. So when you finish this video, you'll go ahead and you'll click on the assignment, which is, excuse me, sorry about that, which is in Seesaw. And you'll see the template attached here. And then afterwards, you'll do this idioms assignment. So second graders, I look forward to seeing your work samples and hope you have a great rest of your day. See you next time.